Oh, it just loves doing this, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. It's Hey Girlie Tuesday. Technically, it's the final Hey Girlie Tuesday. But also, technically, it's not the final Hey Girlie Tuesday. Because we're gonna have, two Hey Ida Tuesdays. I'm assuming two. I was just looking over. I have not updated the VOD channel in a little bit. And, I just realized that I am missing one of the Night in the Woods streams. I didn't put up there, but I think I have everything like saved. I think I have the streams set now so that it like records them and saves them in Streamlabs as well. So I should be able to just grab that uh third Night in the Woods stream like out of Streamlabs itself and upload it from there. So I think we should be okay. But if that Night in the Woods, I keep on almost saying Hey Girlie, if that Night in the Woods stream ends up being lost to time, that is why. Um. So yeah. Luckily, I didn't do any other streams that week, which is probably why it took me until now to realize that I probably needed to uh that I needed to upload VODs. Anyways, hello. Um Hey Girly Tuesday, and I finished 100 Line last night. I started playing at maybe a little past midnight, and I did not finish until 4 a.m. Um, I should also say that I wanted to look at what my final playtime was on that. So 100 Line Last Defense Academy final playtime is 155 hours. Which I just want to say, where is it? That's a lot better than than good friend Audrey Edge Marquez the mod's final playtime, which was 245 hours. I genuinely think, especially because I was talking with one of my friends the other day who was like, I saw a post of somebody who was playing 100 Line and they'd played 175 hours and hadn't even gotten 30 endings yet. I legitimately think that it's because Audrey didn't figure out how to change the text speed until, like, I don't know how deep in you were. It was like the second to last route you did or something crazy like that. I don't know if she's even paying attention. She's playing fucking Pokemon ZA. I'm looking at it on here. I'm calling her out. She is playing Pokemon Legends ZA. She's not paying any attention to anything I'm saying right now. um but yeah, 245 hours because I changed the text speed right away and she didn't. Like literally I changed the text speed on that game the moment that they gave me like an option to go into a menu. As soon as I could go, as soon as I was like not in cutscene mode and they were like I could press a button that pulled up a menu and gave me options, I was like, okay, we're making this text go faster. Um because it was really bad. I guess actually it wasn't the first time that I was out of a cut. It would have been the second time because I had to see I had to see how fast the text was going first. Um but yeah, that was very good game. Very good game. Once again I will be doing a little like tier maker stream at some point. Oh, I guess I would just do it this Sunday then. duh, because we just finished Night in the Woods. So I have, you know, I have a clear open day to do it. Yeah, okay. So, uh, announcing it now, Sunday will be tier maker stream. I'm going to rank all of the Roots and 100 line. I'm going to rank all the characters, and I am also going to give my predictions for Danganronpa 2x2. And that will all be like very very spoilery stuff. So if you don't give a shit about spoilers and you just want to hear me like ramble about something I really like, or you've already like played both of those games before. I mean, not Danganronpa 2x2 hasn't come out. I mean the original. Then that's that. It's gonna be wild. Like, it'll be wild for you to learn what this game is about. I've been talking about it to my friend for a long period of time, and then we finally sat down to play it together, and I went into the menus, and there was like something about like something in the menus, like, you know, there was like options for the battles, and my friend was like, there's battles in this? And I was like, oh yeah, baby, there's battles in this. Then that's a big part of the game, and the overall plot of the story is the battles. Which, I mean, I will say, the battles in that game are so supremely fun. I like, you have an option to start skipping the battles at some point, and I just didn't for a while. So like, even my playthrough of like 155 hours, which is like shorter than most people's I've seen, like, you could do it more efficiently than that, because I could have skipped way more battles than I actually did. I did start skipping them at one point, but even then, like, I started skipping them for a while in like the middle chunk when I was like really grinding Roots, and then like my last three Roots I was like, I really miss the battles. So I started playing them again. I started playing like every battle again. And I think that was a good way. Sorry, my ears itchy. I think that was a good way to finish out the game. Was to go back to playing every single battle again. That really kind of like, it kind of like made everything come around. Although I did finally start to feel the fatigue in like the last route, the very last route. I'm not gonna, when I rank them, I'm gonna try not to let that like influence my ranking of the final route, because I do think the final route that I played was really good. I just think that I don't think it was necessarily that that route was so long that I was fatigued with that storyline. I think I was just fatigued with the game overall. Like, it was just finally hitting me. Um, but yeah, really fun game, wild game. I can't wait until they make 200 line. Which apparently Kodaka, the creator, has said he wants to do. Not as in he wants to make a sequel, but as in he wants to add enough DLC to like double, triple, quadruple the scope of the game over the next 10 years, which is absolutely wild. He is a madman. But that's why I love him. That's always been what I've loved about him. So anyways, uh anything else? I think I mentioned my Tomodachi life last time. I should mention that from the last time that I spoke, Teto and Miku are now married. Yes, they moved that fast. Fell in love immediately, got married immediately. They both barely have any other friends on the island, but like everybody came to their wedding, so um so yeah, that was fun. I also just added Riz into my Tomodachi Life Island, and I'm going to add at least all of the bad kids to the island. I have like, one of my friends made like the entire cast of Fantasy High on his island, so like I feel a little bit like I can like live vicariously with the characters that I don't. Miku Moni, Mateto Moni. I've named their household Vocaloids in Love after there's this Vocaloid song called Vocaloid in Love by the producer I think it's I don't know if it's pronounced Oster Project or Oyster Project. It's Oster Project. One of the longest running Vocaloid producers, like, who is still making music to this day. Like, Oster Project was making music, like, within a month of Hatsune Miku's release, and is still actively producing today. And she's also a lesbian, so I think she would definitely approve. So I was like, I have to name their house after an Oyster Project song because she would love that Miku and Teto are married on my island, I think. Anyways, but yeah, so I just added Riz. I'm gonna add the rest of the bad kids. And then I'll probably start adding like 100 Line and Danganronpa characters. I mean, I literally named my island after the island in Danganronpa 2, and I haven't added any Danganronpa characters yet, so I feel like I feel like I'm failing. Anyways, lots of silly stuff going on there. You know, I also have all of my friends there now. It's getting silly. It's been very fun. God, I'm so glad Tomodachi Life is back. I'm so glad it's back. Also, one of my favorite YouTubers just put out a video about Tomodachi Life, about the new one. So I'm gonna have to sit down and watch that at some point. My favorite YouTubers will just not stop uploading recently. It's been wild. Maybe I shouldn't have changed my account. I don't know what that's gonna do for the activeness of all the videos that I just told it to export to my... Okay, no, they're all exporting to the Silky Streams account. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube recently. I've been utilizing that new hype feature. And I've been literally just fucking barely having enough like hypes per week. Like, they only give you can only like hype 3 videos per week. And I've just barely had enough each time to do like all of the new uploads. Like, it literally has been like 3 uploads from small creators a week, and obviously that's not counting all of the like big creator uploads. I feel like I've been getting swarmed with new uploads recently, which is not a bad thing. It takes a while to catch up sometimes. Anyways, okay, I think it's girly time. I think it's time to go. Oh, you know what I just realized we should do? Hold on. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Gonna... Give me just a moment. Oop. Okay. But yeah, you can do 3 of those little hype things a week, is what I've learned from the amount that my YouTubers have been uploading. I've been getting swarmed. Shout out Pixie Locks, shout out Adi Harajuku, shout out Doraemani. Those have been my top 3 who I've been hyping for them every week, because they just will not stop uploading weekly. Actually, Pixie hasn't been uploading that much recently, but they started uploading a little more within like the past few weeks. So, but like, yeah, Doraemon and Ani Harajuku. It's been like literally every fucking week. Anyways. Is my cursor visible? Anyways, I don't know if my cursor is visible right now, but I chose the B cursor. Obviously, I can't see if it's visible because I exit out of it. Hold on. Additional settings. Yes, okay. Capture cursor is on. So you guys can see the little bee. You know, it's Gertie time. I'm setting it to B mode. Okay. I was just reminded because the little like loading dot also looks like a little like bee flying around.
Ring ring. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Where were we? Going into town for a supply run. Okay. There's nothing more overstimulating than the clash of noises, smells, and sights in Elm Valley Mall on a Saturday morning, but you kind of like it. As you walk through the entrance, you take in the sounds of children screaming at the now rebuilt arcade and the chatter of families shopping. I feel like this might actually be the start of the Nara date. Why do I feel like this is the start of the Nara date? The high ceilings and walls are covered in twinkling lights, and you inhale the mingled scents of perfumes and food and the faint lemon cleaner from a janitor mopping nearby because I recognize this writing. Yeah. Your crystal buzzes. You roll your eyes heavenward, not bothering to check it. Cass, you can be such a buzzkill. Well, what? No, this is Lucy. Okay.
Good to see you. Oh,
hi.
Hi.
Okay. She said we're going into town.
I turn invisible. Cool. Sick.
We love me just fucking it up immediately.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, that is true. We do love to see Lucy. No problems. No problems here.
Cool. See you later. Take care, Lucy. Hey! So
Okay. The Frostblade shield. I don't think Gertie shares. Okay. Outside, maybe? Hold on, let me look at everybody else, because this is usually a hint. School. Home. School. Horse riding. Okay. Yeah, that could be several. But it's definitely not school, so I feel like it has to be one of these two. And if I'm wrong and somehow, like, you know, okay, wait. Does somebody else have downtown as well? Then who the okay. Then it should definitely be downtown, right? Okay. You know, I didn't cast a sleep spell on you, but the past few days have been exhausting. Okay, yes, why did it give me Lucy first? My priorities should be set on Gertie. That's really weird. Okay. Between the duel, the usual duties of being student body president, and actually trying in your classes, you become a bit reliant on a little sugar high. You're in a booth at Basrar's again. There's nothing wrong with a bit of comfort food, and with how much you've been working out, you thoroughly deserve a treat now and again. That's what you've been telling yourself, at least, to justify this new drain on your bank account. You texted the bad kids crystal thread, hoping to meet up with someone, anyone, but they all seem to be busy with their own lives. Riz is working on a case, Adine is having a movie night with Aelwyn. This one feels familiar too. Am I losing it? Am I losing my mind? Hell, even Fabian is booked and busy on a date. Did I forget to save?
Hello, Miss Appleby.
What is going on? It's week 5. Why am I... Bro. It's week 5. We already did this date. Okay, hold on. Give me a minute.
Hey, girlie.
I'm gonna fix this, okay? I'm gonna fix this, I promise. This is... okay.
Ring, ring.
Okay, hold on. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck happened? Did my save corrupt? What happened? Or is this... oh my god. Did I... okay.
Hey, girlie.
Hold on.
Ring, ring.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go. That was my Lucy save file. That's why. Oh my god. I should have paid attention to the number of apple slices. I really should have. Okay. Home. We've got it now. Yeah. I guess they're apple halves. Okay. It's your week to fill the snack cupboard at Mordred Manor. Jawbone can be relied upon to regularly bake cookies, muffins, or strudels. Sandra Lynn likes to stock up on trail mix. Adine alternates between caloric thrallmart chips or some sort of delicate Fallen pastries with a name that sounds like a bird song when she says it and spitting when you try. Even Zane manages to procure some sugary, gelatinous confection he calls ghost mallows to fill the cupboard. You don't ask him how. Most weeks you somehow lose track and forget about snack shopping until the very last minute when you have to scramble and buy, like, a trash bag full of gas station vegan jerky or something. But not today. Today you've actually got enough time to make, not just buy. We're baklava locked in. I have no idea how to say that. We're baklava locked in. Not just buy something delicious. You've got a whole plan and everything. Phyllo sheets are defrosting by the sink, butter's melting in the microwave, the creamy scent coating the kitchen like a warm hug, a bag of pistachios is laid out on the counter, ready for peeling. Everything's in place. You can start baking at a moment's notice. Any moment, any minute now. Do you taste like butter?
Hubba, hubba.
I had a snack before you got here. Okay, so you and Gertie have been looking forward to this baking date all week, only to get a little sidetracked after she showed up at Mordred Manor. Oops. If we sample our baking as we go, we can also sample each other.
Let's make out or something.
And then we'll both be even sweeter. An excellent idea. Okay, let's get to work. She pulls out her crystal. I have a secret.
Oh.
A sexy secret? A secret recipe. She opens an app on her crystal. You expected a photo of a handwritten index card, some old family recipe passed down through generations of blade shields until the ink has faded and the paper's sun damaged.
Blimey.
You did not expect a chart. I've been developing this recipe for years. switching out different butter brands, varying the amount of sugar in the honey syrup, debating the payoff of quality versus convenience and homemade versus store-bought phyllo sheets. I've taste tested all of the variations against a control batch. Whatever level of sweetness or flavors your housemates prefer, I can fine-tune the ingredient proportions to their liking. What do you think? Oh, wow, that's so cool, Gertie. You've really put a lot of thought into this. Thank you, I am quite proud of the results myself. You scroll through her findings. She's even photographed each entry. Sorry, I'm allergic to charts. To capture color variation, of course. Half of taste depends on smell, but the other half depends on sight. I like to be thorough. It has come to my attention that my product needs perfecting. It's not good enough to simply be good. There can't be a single mistake. You know what that's about. The review bombing on Yelp. It's totally unfair. Gertie doesn't deserve that, nor does her honey. There's a ton of varieties written here. You must have a lot of room in your fridge. You can barely fit a box of popsicles in the freezer with all the meal prep Tupperwares Lydia's shoved in there. My parents and brother are always traveling for work. They're rangers too, you see. But I'm happy to get a nice, empty kitchen to do all my recipe testing. I was gonna say this supports my headcanon that, Griffin's PC that he made was, is Gertie's brother. Griffin McElroy's character, whose name I'm blanking on right now, Ficus. But she just said that they're rangers. And Ficus is a druid. Maybe he multi-classed at some point, though. I don't know. I'm sticking with it. Now, I should have asked if you needed me to bring a food processor, but we can always hand crush the... Bang! The kitchen door bursts open.
Sweet Cassandra.
In walks Adine, soaked head to toe in rainwater. You look out at the sky, perpetually misty around Mordred Manor, but otherwise cloudless. You look back at Adine. Oracle bullshit? Oracle bullshit. Sounds like yet another high elf wizard tracked down the People's Oracle for a prophecy and did not react well when Adine shot back the cheese in a fortune teller machine. I accidentally used my Angus voice for Adine. It's been a while since I've done the like Adine / Nara voice. Jabbing at her crystal with one hand, scooping a fistful of pistachios out of the bag with the other, Adine grumpily stalks out of the kitchen. You go back to deshelling the pistachios. Gertie takes a second longer to recover from the brief interruption. But soon she's talking about the different types of honey she'd bought and how each flavor and color might complement the baklava in different ways. But as she reaches into her bag for a spare honey dipper, Zane Darkshadow floats through the kitchen wall. Is that organic honey? Did you smell that through the walls? I may be dead, but my sense of smell isn't. You and Zane get into a brief debate about the nature of death and undeath and afterlives and why ghosts have no problem standing on floors but can't seem to lean against walls without passing through. Meanwhile, Gertie quietly assembles a flight of honey on the kitchen counter. Zane, brain check on that experiment about if you laid a chunk of wall down on the floor, can a ghost still phase through it? Zane shrugs, drifting out of the kitchen as easily as he drifted in. Sorry to leave you hanging, there's always something. Door opens again. It's Sandra Lynn with a basket of laundry at her hips, her work quiver still draped across her back. Hey, Kristen, just a reminder, Sklana asked if we could push Wine Club up a bit. Everyone will be here in a little over an hour. Got it. We'll be out of here by then, and you'll have some delicious baklava to pair with the wine. You sure, sweetie? I could always pick up some cheese. I got it. I'll be fine. We've got a chart and everything. You shoo Sandra Lynn out of the kitchen before she can ask any more questions. Chart? Your house is very loud. I like it here too.
Cool.
You and Gertie share a warm smile. Messy, noisy, full of people. In some superficial ways, Mordred Manor is not so different from the house you grew up in. In all the important ways, it's not the same at all. You're very grateful for the chance to experience this different definition of home. Now you can see why I can never get any baking done around here. That's all right, Miss Applebee's. I know how to keep us on track. As you begin to sample the flight, Gertie goes to pack up the extraneous honey she'd brought along with her. Your eyes zero in on the red. You can't help it. Unlike the apple-flavored honey you'd had at the Apiary Society a few weeks ago, the distinctive red hue can't be mistaken for anything else. It's devil's honey. It must be. Whoa there, what's the devil's honey for? I don't think I'm so bad at baking that you'll have to lie to me about it. Don't worry, I plan on doing nothing of the sort. The Apiary Society produces a variety of magical honeys for tinctures and potions. I suppose I must have accidentally packed it with the other samples on my way over here. Of course, I'm sorry. You would panic, the sight of that blood-red substance taking you back to the end of your junior year, back to the battle that had been months, years in the making. But Gertie wasn't a part of that. You tried to crack a joke, something to ease the tension and put you both back in a better mood. Did I ever tell you that Riz found traces of baklava in Porter's desk? Kind of a funny image, if you think about it. Porter, this big bad wannabe god of war, spending hours carefully layering phyllo sheets. Like, seriously, he didn't need to do all that.
What's all the buzz about?
God of war? What are you talking about? Wow, despite supplying a pretty crucial ingredient, you realize Gertie totally missed the boat on Porter's whole god usurping plan. As the two of you work to de-shell and grind up the pistachios, melt the butter, and lay down the phyllo sheets, you give Gertie a recap of everything that happened at the end of junior year with Ankarna. Yeah, all true. There was no way Porter was fucking baking. Jace did that shit for him. Jace put on a frilly little apron and got to work. Porter was telling that motherfucker to get back in the kitchen.
Ouch, that stings.
I can't believe it. Don't feel too bad about getting duped. Our party was so focused on the rat grinders, it took us months before we even realized that Porter was behind it all. Except Fig, I suppose, who somehow clocked the guy from day one. I'd declare Porter my nemesis if he weren't already dead, but I can't believe I didn't even think to question what the honey was being used for. Discomfort turns into frustration. Frustration turns into anger.
Motherfucker!
Garnish for a fruit truck? Did I really come up with that excuse? I know I'm always so busy with the hive and everything, but I didn't think I could miss this much. Anger turns inward. Gertie tightens her grip around the knife in her hand as though she were wielding Stinger in a duel, not cutting baklava into diamonds. What happens when the person that wronged Gertie is Gertie? She can't declare herself her own nemesis. Can she? Sometimes we need to take a step back to get a better perspective.
I think you're
I really admire how much you care about the bees, but there's a world outside of the apiary too. There is, isn't there? You've certainly shown me that. I just got so consumed by work. Classic blade shield, I suppose. My whole family's the same way. You did mention your parents travel a lot for work.
even cowgirls get the
Gertie was so dedicated to the hive, she hadn't even realized Porter had played her for a pawn. You can only imagine what the blade shields had neglected, so dedicated to all those long ranger expeditions into the far reaches of the material plane. You picture Gertie all alone in her house for days, weeks, months, with only bees for company. Gertie must have read the sadness on your face. It's not what you think. When we were younger, my parents would switch off on their ranger expeditions, so someone can always be around for my brother and I. But Hurdy's graduated now. Hurdy? Your parents have quite the naming convention. He's doing some specialized interplanar training program for kobolds, and I can take care of myself. So I've been encouraging them to go on longer trips. I love my family, but I've come to really enjoy my alone time. Alone time? You don't know her. Mordred Manor's always crammed with people. That was true of the Appleby's home too. 3 brothers and 2 homebody parents that did not leave a lot of room for me time. Except, I was never left alone back when I lived with my parents, but you can be damn sure I felt lonely, even if I didn't realize it at the time. Taking time for yourself, doing what you want, figuring out what that even is, it's not a bad thing. It's not selfish, it's not entitled, it's survival. I wholeheartedly agree. I'm happy to devote 100% of my time and energy to the bees, but now and then I can't help but think 100% is a lot to give, even if it's towards something you truly care about. Sometimes I can't help but feel doubt. You can understand that. Doubt used to freak me out too. Hell, I used to have doubts about worshipping doubt, but then again, I'd also have doubts about doubting doubt. Okay, that was confusing even for you. All that is to say, your devotion to the bees is not any less true if you spend some time outside of the apiary. Doubt and conviction actually make a pretty great pairing.
Yeah.
Literally, they're married. Gertie frowns, thinking intently as she slides the baklava into the oven. But before you can offer her any more comfort or kisses, yet another interloper walks into the kitchen.
Howdy there.
It's our favorite guy. Hey, Kristen, have you seen Adine? Apparently there's some bullshit that calls for the Oracle of Dance to... His gaze falls on Gertie. Oh. Gertie meets his gaze, equally distant, equally unimpressed. I'm just, like, this now just reads as, like, a complete blank expression on her face. Fabian looks to you. B-girl? Again? It's been a while, Mr. Seacaster. I hope you finally developed a finer palate for discerning quality honey. Well, I hope you've been practicing your sword form. Maybe you'd last more than one round in a duel this time.
So that's,
You don't need to pass an insight check
yeah.
to sense the lingering tension between those two. Yeesh. I don't want to be mean to Fabian, even though he is ruining my date. Actually, I do kind of want to be mean to Fabian. Fabian, get lost! Whoa, what's with the attitude? I just came here to help Adine. No need to chase off your friends for my benefit, Miss Applebee's. A duel's a duel. Mr. Seacaster and I will never be best friends, but I considered our matter settled. As long as he doesn't insult the hive again. And you're both, good with that?
Actually, yeah.
Gertie and Fabian exchange nods, distant but respectful, like they're captains of rival Blood Rush teams shaking hands after a game. Which is, well and fine and all, not everyone that you like has to like each other. But, well, why shouldn't they? Fabian eyes the baklava baking in the oven, breathing in the delicious scent of warm butter. Then he glances at Gertie, who, while not actively hostile, is pointedly pouring sugar into a pot of water with the general vibe of, when's this guy gonna get out of here? I'll leave you two. Come try this honey, Fabian. Tell me if you think it'll work in a syrup. What?
What?
What? You pull Gertie aside for a quick word. Fabian watches a lot of those baking competition shows. Oh my god, he would watch Great British Bake Off. Shut up, he would. Actually, he'd probably not like Great British Bake Off as much as the other ones because there's not much drama. He would like all the other shows because there's drama in it. He might be able to give us some pointers or some suggestions for a flavor profile. Besides, like what the Spice Schools say, if you want to be my paramour, you gotta get with my adventuring party members, make it last forever, with chronomancy, adventure never ends.
What?
What? Okay, so that song was translated from some undead language into common, so the meter's a bit clunky, but the sentiment stands. Somewhat reluctantly, Gertie passes the honey flight to Fabian, a glint of challenge in her eyes. Maybe she's just waiting for a reason to duel him again, but until then, they're actually hanging out together, discussing the intricacies of this versus that honey. Wildflower, that's the one. Having repeatedly tried all the samples, the flavors are starting to blend together. You taste the wildflower honey again. It is quite good. But you haven't even tried the orange blossom honey yet. Don't need to. Wildflower's got a complex taste, gives richness and depth to each bite. But orange blossom is the classic choice. The delicate floral notes won't overpower the nutty flavors. I've got all the data to back it up. You taste the orange flower honey too. Delicious, yes, but still, you find yourself preferring Fabian's choice of wildflower. Gertie and Fabian bicker for just a little while longer. Just as you think swords are gonna come out again, Gertie turns to you. What do you think, Miss Applebee's? Ew. Lady, gentlemen, both your honeys are very beautiful.
Out with it.
There's no use in being a fence-sitter to keep the peace, Miss Applebee's. I'm sure there's a flavor you like more. Fabian holds out a hand. For a second, you wonder if Gertie's gonna get her duel after all, but he's only raising them up in a surrendering gesture. Your recipe, your call. What? I can be a gentleman? I suppose there's a first time for everything. I can be a gentleman too. Bowing deeply, you very gallantly make a production of clearing away the dishes. How did it take 20 bowls to make one dish of baklava?
Let's make out or
When
something.
Gertie starts kissing the butter smears off your cheeks in gratitude, Fabian excuses himself to go see what kind of help Adine needs. I just dropped my lip balm that I'd been messing with. Okay, I'm good. That wasn't too painful, hanging out with Fabian. Stirring the wildflower honey into the syrup she's eating on the stove, Gertie looks lost in thought for a moment. Well, neither of us drew swords, so I'd call it an overall success.
Yeehaw!
You slide the baklava out of the oven just as the doorbell chimes. You can hear Sandra Lynn greeting Sklonda and the other wine club members in the entry hall. That's our cue. You want to get out of here, take a break, find some peace and quiet? Though you're always welcome to come back some other day and add to the noise. Gertie considers this offer as she pours the honey syrup over the baked baklava. A long beat passes. If you want, or we can always hang out somewhere else, just the two of us. I hear they're setting up a drive-in theater in town as the weather warms up. Maybe we can...
That sounds delightful.
Kristen, I'd love to visit Mordred again. Wow, yeah, cool.
Wow.
Upstairs in the wizard's tower, Adine lets out a scream that reverberates through the entire manor. Oracle bullshit has escalated into Oracle calamity.
Shall we get out of here?
Fabian, what did you do? Though I'd love to get some alone time with you too. How about we take a slice of this baklava back to my house? I don't know. Sounds like Adine might need more help. My parents aren't home. Let's go.
Kristen!
Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you for a while. How did the baking date with Gertie go? Okay, I think Fabian kind of crashed it, so it was a little awkward, but I think they may have found a truce, maybe? That's a move in the right direction. I know that probably wasn't easy for either of them, so it shows how much they both care about you. You're right, we had a great day though. We made some great baklava, and I even got some more kisses. You're doing great, Kristen. But you might want to check on Adine. I forgot about that. Adine just Family Guy death posing in her tower. Okay. Oh, this is the fig skating date.
Rock and roll, baby. Hell yeah. Oh, Kristen.
Lamb.
Whoa there, cowboy. Okay then. Oh, Kristen. Okay then.
Yeehaw!
This is... I'm not blushing. And then I skateboard away.
Even cowgirls
Okay.
get not. Sweet Cassandra.
Okay.
Lamb.
Fuck. Fuck. This is... And then I...
Bye.
Ring ring.
So that's,
Okay. Last one. Oh, this will be the Lucy one.
good to see.
Oh. Hi.
I turn invisible. Cool. Sick.
Doing this date again makes me feel like I'm in a time loop.
Yeehaw!
Okay, we're almost
Take
there.
care, Lucy.
Hey!
So inspired.
Okay,
Ooh la la.
week 6.
So that's
Doing this there at the end of this week. Okay. Well, shit. You're late. Like, royally late. Presidentially late? Running too late to decide. You and Gertie were supposed to be at the local drive-in theater 10 minutes ago. You're only just now pulling into her driveway. Chillax, Kristen. It'll all be gravy.
This is
You resist the urge to
great.
respond violently to the hangman's lax attitude. Gorgug generously donated his wheels to your date, and the last thing you'd want is to return him damaged. Though it doesn't stop the thought from creeping into your mind. Kristen just punching the gem sitting there. You're honestly more likely to break her hand than the gem itself. You have totally valid reasons, man. Who could blame you? Do you? You start to question yourself. It had been a hectic day, that's for sure. You walked into Eggford and got smacked in the face with a fuck ton of presidential duties. Planning for the career fair, decoration decisions for spring fling, the petition to add a new bard subclass for social media influencers. It was enough to throw anyone off balance. Then to make matters worse, when you got back to Mordred Manor, Riz wanted to pick your brain on a new conspiracy he's been unraveling, and then Aylwin was visiting, and then you forgot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You forgot about your date with the girl who's got more nemesis than strands of hair. You checked your crystal after a couple hours to see about 10 unread texts and 5 missed calls from Gertie. Whoops, it didn't take an oracle to foresee the storm headed your way. The gravel of Gertie's driveway crackles under the wheels of the hang van. You stifle a curse as you see Gertie already waiting outside for your date, her arms crossed, her tail coiled around her legs.
Hey, Gertie.
You put on your best smile and roll down the window. Howdy, what's a fine lady like yourself doing outside all alone?
Howdy there.
The accent may have been a bad idea. Gertie doesn't seem as entertained by it as you are. The more you inspect Gertie's expression, the more it strikes you. She isn't mad, she's sad. Unfortunately, that just makes the pit in your stomach get bigger. Hop in. Gertie makes her way to the passenger door and opens it without so much as a smile. Hey guys, just a heads up. I got some groovy tunes if you need to drown out any of the uncomfortable tension you've got going on. Oh, thanks, Hang Van. Maybe not the time. Actually, Mr. Van, I wouldn't mind some music. Groovy.
I turn invisible.
Despite the Hang Van's efforts, no amount of steel drum can cover the bad vibes coming off of Gertie. But it does buy you some valuable time to think of excuses. Wanna talk about it? Fine. Where were you? We were supposed to be at the Poor Behind Hill screening 20 minutes ago. I got those tickets for us. Truthfully, I forgot. I had a super long and really busy day, and it just slipped my mind until the last second. Gertie pauses, taking that in. She doesn't look super pleased, but it seems like your honesty buys some goodwill back.
Ouch, that
I
stings.
started to think you weren't going to show up at all. Gertie's eyes start swelling, but she blinks and buries the tears back down. I was worried things were just gonna be how they were before.
Even cowgirls
I'm
get the
so
blues.
sorry. I didn't mean to leave you high and dry, and I was never planning on standing you up. I want you to know I am trying to put my best foot forward. I really am, but sometimes I think I'm still gonna fuck it up. Gertie rests silent. She's listening to what you have to say, taking it all in. She doesn't seem any more mad at you, at least. And you're completely right to feel whatever way you want about that. But I also don't have to declare you my nemesis every time you do. I didn't mean it like that.
Well,
I'm not perfect either, Kristen. How about we give each other a bit more slack? That would be nice. Neither of you seem to notice that. In the middle of your drive, the hangman had switched over the music from steel drum to more of a smooth sax. By the time you arrive at the drive-in, you're well past 30 minutes late. You tried to stealthily pull up to the ticket booth without alerting the rest of the moviegoers. But when you're in a giant sentient van with your headlights on, that becomes a bit harder. In the ticket booth, you see an extremely disinterested Shelford, the bad boy of the AV Club, and the neutral boy of the LGBTQ Alliance. He doesn't seem to be paying any mind to you nor the movie. He's actively playing games on his crystal as you pull up. No late entry.
Resident Applebee's.
Hey, Shelford, long time no chat. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't show up to our alliance meetings. You laugh it off. Last time you checked in with Shelford, you were on good terms, or so you thought. Now that you think about it, it has been a while since you last attended one of those meetings. Probably not the best look. Well, Shelly, you know, it's because I'm a little busy with being student body president. Are you even an ally anymore? At this point, Gertie leans over from the passenger seat to address Shelford. You try not to think about how close her head is to you. I can vouch for her. We're on a date. A gay one? Still seems suspicious if you ask me.
Dude, seriously?
Can we get in to see the movie or not? Yeah, no can do. It's just disrespectful. I, for one, respect the cinematic arts. He continues playing on his crystal. Well, I paid money for us to see this movie. Shelford shrugs. Should have thought about that before showing up late.
Fuck you!
You hazard a glance over at Gertie. You half expect her to be mad at you for all this, but instead she looks like she's rearing up to add Shelford of all people to her nemesis list. You need to de-escalate, and fast. Come on, think about all the good times we had. Was this before or after you interrogated me in freshman year?
What the hell?
You did what? A was to save our school and kill our vice principal. Mercifully, Shelford takes some pity on you. Fine. He finally puts down his crystal. I can't let you disrupt all the people already watching, but we have a second screening starting in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Deal.
What's all the buzz about?
Kristen? You look over to your date and give a reassuring grin. Come on, honey, how bad could it be? 10 minutes later. No! According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way that a bee should be able to fly. Oh no. Oh, Cassandra, no. This is somehow worse than no movie. Wrong, 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 wrong!
You know, the laws of aviation don't actually say that.
The laws of aviation don't say anything of the sort. Who is doing their research? Did they even consult an apiarist? It's all a big disgrace. You grimace and drop your head into your hands. You didn't expect to pick the one movie that would piss Gertie off more than you being late. I can't wait for the credits. I have some new nemesis to declare.
Right. Totally.
We can divvy up the list. No one should attack Bee's right to flight.
That's very kind of you.
You will be a valuable ally against this libel. I'm pretty sure libel is in print, but I'm happy to fight bee slander too. Oh, I'm sorry. I specifically wanted to see Poor Behind Hill, the movie about gay beast-herding cowboy rangers, to avoid all of this. Isn't this the second differently named Brokeback Mountain reference? And because Nara had the like I don't know how to abdicate you bit. Jesus. You can feel Gertie's frustration more from outward to inward. Avoid all this? What do you mean? We've been so focused on my interests. I wanted to take you out to a nice movie with minimal bee talk. Minimal?
APRS on.
Well, there was always going to be some bee talk.
I think you're the bee's
For
knee.
what it's worth, I don't think there's anything wrong with my bee girl. Gertie cracks a smile at your old nickname for her. You can almost see her frustration melt off her shoulders. Perhaps not, at least right now, but that can be a bit much in the long run. I want to show equal effort for you in your interests and desires, no matter how un-bee related they may be. We'll have time, just wait till I show you my gym routine.
Hubba, hubba.
Now that's a movie I wouldn't mind watching. You two start to lean in for a perfect movie-like kiss, but before your lips make contact, the radio signal for the movie starts to go wrong. All sorts of weird, staticky noises fill the air. It startles you and Gertie out of your shared moment as you rush to turn down the volume. Hang Van, what was that? So sorry, gang. Trying to connect the screen, but I'm kinda having a bit of trouble. You silently wish more than anything that Gorgug was here to help. This is a little too artificery for your taste. Gertie tries messing with the knobs too, but to no avail. Looking up, it's clear the movie has no manners to sit around waiting for you to fix your connection. Not to worry, I can totally handle this.
So that's,
Can you?
yeah.
I want to hit the second one so badly. Get your hands dirty and fiddle with the car's wiring. You've watched Gorgug work on this car countless times. Did you ever pay attention to what he was doing? No, but how could that be relevant?
Great job.
You don't get far before you hear a sound you don't recognize. Better not push it. Sorry, man. I think that the movie's radio waves just don't like my celestial vibes. So you can turn into a boat and launch a satellite into orbit, but FM radio is where you draw the line? The ultimate feeling that you failed this date over and over again starts to overwhelm you.
Oh,
Kristen, it's okay. You don't have to fix anything.
This is so
Of
not
course I
real.
do. I'm sure Prey was really funny, but I'm like, I have to pick the right choices right now because I'm a little bit worried that I'm gonna fuck up with Gertie. You were nice enough to buy us tickets to something you thought I'd like, but I'm the reason we're late. Shelford doesn't like me, and I can't even get a car radio to work so we can listen to the backup movie. If anything, you were probably saving me from a wave of incorrect B-facts. It's just... what if I am just like this? What if I'm this messy forever? I try to do better, but every time I feel like I'm coming up short. Gertie cups your hands while a cascade of yellow and black streams in from the screen. You're not a mess, Kristen. You raise an eyebrow. Not any more than anyone else, at least. We all make mistakes. But what if that's the problem? If it's that easy to justify and excuse my behavior, then how can I get better? Through time and effort. Acknowledging the universality of making mistakes doesn't relieve you of their consequences. It's a balancing act. You've already made great strides, Kristen, compared to even just last year. As nice as the sentiment is, you worry that after years of trying to improve, you'll always fall short. You try to avert your eyes away from Gertie, but she doesn't let you. She rests the palm of her hand on your face and brings it back up so you're eye to eye. I know earlier I said we'd give each other more slack, but we can also help each other. You've already helped me. You don't need my help. Just tonight I was moments away from declaring another nemesis when you de-escalated. Or when you talked me through my thoughts about being used by Porter? Or when you helped me get along with Fabian? You're helping me handle all my duel-related problems. We all have problems. It doesn't mean we have to handle them alone. Gertie leans forward and kisses you to accentuate her point.
Aw, I knew you liked
Well,
me.
it's hard to argue with you when you do that. She flashes a grin of acknowledgement. You're lucky that Gertie uses this power for good. Having been distracted by your wave of loving character development, it seems the two of you have missed the bulk of the movie. And now there are humans involved? Looks like we've missed a lot. It is a shame we can't hear. You know what? Why don't we just do our own version? It'll probably be better anyway.
that sounds delightful.
A brilliant idea, Miss Applebee's. For the rest of the night, the two of you go back and forth playing the different characters of the movie. Aw, they're real-time fan-dubbing it. Was the plot coherent? No. Were the characters good? Nope. Was it accurate to bees and their way of life? Oh, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that was so
By the
fun.
time the credits roll, the two of you have entirely forgotten how the night was supposed to go. Who cares when you have something much better? You know, we're pretty good at this. They should hire us to work on the sequel. I shudder to think a slanderous movie such as this could ever be successful enough to warrant a sequel. May this film die, forgotten and without impact. But if they ever want to reboot the franchise...
Well met.
Oh, we can absolutely take over the writer's room. Perhaps we'll find someone who works in film at the upcoming career fair and make a pitch. You bring the bees, I'll bring the puns. As you drive back in comfortable silence, Gertie leans her head against the window, falling asleep. You keep your eyes on the road, but every once in a while, you glance over to admire her. She's hardly a graceful sleeper. A little bit of drool trails down the window, but you can't help but be charmed by it. As you pull into her gravel driveway, she wakes up naturally and stretches out her arms. I'll walk you to the door. You get to the door and kiss one more time before departing. Thank you for a lovely night, Kristen, even if we did get a late start. You bow dutifully. It is my pleasure. I'll see you at school? Of course, gotta get a jump on writing that pitch for the career fair.
Bye-bye, Gertie.
You get back into the hang van and drive home. If you're gonna be making mistakes, at least you have the right person by your side to help you through it. Aww. Kristen. I know what you're going to say. I was late and I goofed it big time and just about everything else that could have gone wrong. Well, actually did go wrong. But please tell me you didn't miss the part where I made up for it and we made it work. Gertie might have added a few more nemesis to the list, but she's cute when she sleep drools and she's as into me as I'm into her. Even when I keep messing up, she's giving me a chance. You know what? I was fully prepared to give you a divine scolding about not getting it together when we didn't have much time left, but now I'm doubting myself. Ironic, I know. So I did good? I think so. We'll see. Just don't keep her waiting again. Okay.
Resident Applebee's reporting for Liz.
Hey, Kristen. That's wonderful.
This is Lucy haircut date.
Oh.
Snork BBBBB is really good. Or maybe her snoring sounds like buzzing.
Oh.
You know how people do Z's in their sleep? She's got a, she does a
So
B
that's,
Z Z Z Z Z.
Yeah. Lucy.
Catching some Z's, more like catching some B's.
It's not nice.
Blimey.
What? That's wonderful.
Alright.
Ooh la. Sweet, 'cause
And that's another point to
And
keep-
here's
right,
Kippy.
um,
Kippy Lily.
Is that so?
Kippy Lily, I missed you.
Whatever. What the fuck?
Nat 20.
Ugh, whatever.
I turn invisible.
Kipper Lily Copperkettle wins again. And that's another point to Kipper Lily Copperkettle. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, it's not cool. Ouch.
Okay.
Cool.
And now we have the Elmville
Okay.
Fair.
Yeehaw.
Gertie time. You're not much of an animal person normally. Your family never had a pet growing up, and your adventuring lifestyle never made room for any. The closest you have come to is Aylwyn's cats in passing. But it's never been about lack of love for creatures and critters. Like any sane person, you love a good fluffy thing to hold. Not to mention, after spending so much time with a certain ranger, you've started to develop a bit of an interest in animals' behavior and what makes them tick. So it's an easy enough sell when you come across it, even with the line stretching out of the tent. Free admission petting zoo. Every creature gave its express consent through the Speak with Animals spell. Huh, you never considered consent as an option for the subjects of a petting zoo, but you feel all the more reassured for it. All those animals were like, fuck yeah, I want free petties. As you step up to get in line, you hear a voice from towards the front.
Oh, Kristen. Hi.
Hey, Girlie.
You beam as you spot the Fearbulk just a couple of people from the entrance. She waves you over and you go sidle up next to her. Thanks for letting me skip the line.
Why, Miss Appleby.
Why, of course, it's my pleasure to have you accompany me to witness the wonderful creatures inside. And it's my pleasure to join you. Between a hiccup or two along the way, things have been going well for you guys. Like, shockingly well. No duels, no breakups, just fun dates between a cleric and her ranger. Though when you came here alone, you welcomed the reprieve from your thoughts and musings on your... Though you came here alone, you welcomed the reprieve of your thoughts and musings on your family. Plus, who better to see a petting zoo with than your resident apiarist? You two make your way inside the tent to see a cascade of creatures, big and small, to pet and admire.
Sweet Cassandra.
I can't tell if there's 2 songs playing in the background right now or 3. It's too many either way. You're taken aback by the array of options, but fortunately Gertie is there to help be your guide. Follow me! She grabs your hand and pulls you over to a creature like none you've ever seen. It looks like half dragon, half cat?
Wowza!
This is a lion drake. I've always wanted to see one in person, but they can be pretty reclusive. Gertie goes up to the edge of the pen where the drake is dutifully licking its front paw. It becomes slightly more alert as the two of you approach. You're a little hesitant to start with something so big and with such sharp teeth, but Gertie's confidence rubs off on you. She leans forward, closing her eyes slowly.
Mommy.
What are you doing? Letting it know we mean no harm. You can't help but chuckle. You're a ranger, right? Couldn't you speak with animals? The lion drake seems to mimic Gertie's closed eyes. Speak with animals is great and all, but why use a translator when you can use their native language? Gertie then puts her hand forward. The giant beast lightly sniffs it before rubbing its face against Gertie's palm, lightly purring. Animals speak with us all the time. You just have to know what to look for. Gertie takes your hand and puts it forward on the lion drake. She nuzzles you just like she did Gertie. With your confidence bolstered, the two of you jump from animal to animal, admiring all the different creatures Spire contains. Griffins, a basilisk who mercifully kept his eyes closed. There was even a friendly mimic. But none of it compared to the final creature at the end of the tent. Oh my goodness, an owl bear cub! Baby! Though the cub brought with it a sizable crowd, including a number of Egg Fort students you recognized, you and Gertie were able to worm your way to the front. The two of you grabbed a handful of seeds and berries they had put off to the side to feed the cub, but by the time you get face to beak, you're simply stunned. The sheer cuteness was like nothing you had ever seen before. Innocent, trusting, and filled with potential. Put your hand out!
Cool.
You cautiously put your hand forward through the small fence as the cub approaches. Its wide eyes meet yours. It trills softly before leaning down and eating from your hand. You look over at Gertie, who shares your wide grin.
Yeehaw.
Maybe you're more of an animal person than you thought. Baby, oh, he looks so fluffy.
Fancy seeing you here. Ooh la la. Where to?
Okay. The career fair. The food at Eggford Academy isn't bad per se, just deeply repetitive. The cafeteria served creamed corn since long before the bad kids faced the cursed corn cuties, and it will serve creamed corn until the material plane itself disintegrates into the abyss. Probably. Still, when that bell rings to signal the end of morning classes, you find yourself happy to be summoned for lunch. If only you actually got to eat.
Hey, Gertie.
Gertie meets you at your locker, but as you walk down the hallway together towards the cafeteria, your conversation becomes drowned out by a wave of noise. Oh right, it's career day. When your present is so packed with quests and coursework and class president duties, it's hard to find a minute to really sit and think about the future. Gertie, on the other hand, is peering at the booths curiously. Wanna come with me and take a glimpse at our futures?
Okay.
Gertie laughs, taking your hand as you stroll down the hallway together. All the top adventuring universities are represented, of course, with their giant posters, thick pamphlets, and lanyard-wearing recruitment reps. But there are more booths here than you thought could fit into a hallway, advertising more careers than you thought existed. Hey, that's my Parents' Ranger Conclave! Today is not the day for you to meet the parents, who are still out patrolling the edges of the Thorn Coast, west of the Forest of Silver. But with pamphlets printed on recycled paper, you learn a decent bit about what their day-to-day job is like.
Sweet Cassandra.
Here it says you can sometimes spend weeks, even months, alone in the wild with no one other than your adventuring party for companionship? Wow. Kinda romantic if you think about it.
Let's
Just picture it, the two of us alone in the woods, cuddling on a picnic blanket, snacking on scavenged mushrooms and berries. Gertie giggles.
That sounds
I think the reality might be a bit different than what you're describing, but that does sound really nice. How do your parents handle those long trips away from home? It's easier for them. They've known most of the other rangers in the Conclave for ages. And even back when they were just starting out, they had each other. They'd been in the same adventuring party back in high school.
Mommy.
Your parents knew each other back in high school?
actually,
My parents dated in high school. Wow, you don't know any adults that are still together with their high school girlfriend. That's a thought you hold back just in time from blurting out to your high school girlfriend. Well, one day you will know somebody who's done that because Fig and Ida are going to get fucking married. And Fig and Ida will not be told otherwise. It's not that you don't love being with Gertie, it's not that you don't want to commit to something real this time around. It's just, when you look a year into the future, or 5 years, or 10, it's like looking into a blank void. Trying to picture anything concrete makes you break out in hives. And not the bee kind. Your road down towards a panic attack is detoured by a recruiter who rocks up to Gertie, obviously recognizing her potential. He chats a bit about the program, a bit about Gertie's own interests as a ranger. When the conversation turns towards bees, Gertie pulls out her crystal to share the social media profiles she'd made for the Apiarist Society. The recruiter looks very impressed indeed. He even takes down Gertie's contact info and starts looking up the hive on his own crystal. A bit of scrolling later, however, a frown darkens his face. Miss Bladeshield, I hope you've been thinking very carefully about the kind of career you're best suited for. Our conclave stands guard at the far reaches of the material plane. We often need to exercise diplomacy in order to maintain good relationships with those in passing remote villages. Sometimes we are even called upon not just to solve magical problems, but also social ones. It's not enough to be simply good with nature, you must also be good-natured.
Ouch.
The
That
slight is subtle, but you and Gertie both pick it up easily enough. But what in the world can make this random recruiter think Gertie's anything less than pleasant? I think I know. She hasn't even dueled anyone all week. Then you catch a glimpse of his crystal, open to a Yelp review, and everything makes sense. The KVX spellcaster consultant, aka Gertie's farmer's market nemesis, is damaging more than just Gertie's reputation as a honey vendor. She's jeopardizing Gertie's entire future.
President Applebee's.
Hello,
reported
have we
to
met?
me.
I'm President Kristen Applebee's. I can confidently vouch for Miss Bladeshield's ranger skills. Why are you, a grown man, taking Yelp reviews so seriously? No. I know she'll put her all into whatever path she chooses to pursue.
Why, Miss Apple?
Gertie looks at you, her eyes soft. You'd kiss her right there and then, if it wouldn't seem so unprofessional. Fuck it, you kiss her anyways. The recruiter sputters, half apology, half excuse. You and Gertie march off triumphantly, though not before stealing a couple of freebie field notebooks. Before you can pick another brute to approach, however, an eagle Aarakocra in a suave suit steps into your view. Oh no. Everyone here makes honey. Miss Applebee's, is it? My colleagues at the Ministry of Adventuring have spoken much praise about your party's feats. Great work, great work.
Right.
Thanks. Student body president, an adventurer whose party saved the world thrice over. Thrice? I'm sure it's been more than that. And a cleric gifted enough to revive a goddess, no less. I'm sure I'm not the first to be curious about where you're planning to study next year. Next year? You haven't given any thought to what you're going to eat for dinner tonight. Aren't you like a secret agent or something? What are you doing here? Agent Clark's eagle eyes darken. Quite right. I'm officially here in town to wrap up a few details on an unsolved missing persons case. His claws clench. You keep your face impassive. But since Eggford Academy is hosting its career fair during my stay, the council also saw it fit to assign me here to scout a few promising candidates for our summer internship program. He slides you a pamphlet. The Cock would be interested to have you in this year's cohort, Miss Applebee's. Honor the Cock, you say? I'm sorry? Don't worry about it. Agent Clark flits away to track down some other promising students the Cock wants to poach. As soon as he's out of your line of vision, you crumple the pamphlet up in your hand, shoving it into your pockets. What's wrong?
This is totally great.
Nothing. I just can't picture myself as some council stooge, you know?
Oh, honey.
I can understand that. It feels like this whole fair's got you on edge. On edge is an understatement. Back in the church, your whole future was already written. Now you've got the power to write it yourself, but you know what they say about power and responsibility. Your future isn't just about your future either. It's about the bad kids. It's about Cassandra. It's about your brothers, too. What if you decide to leave Elmville and they're stuck here alone with your awful parents? It's hard to make sense of all this. It's even harder to talk about, even to Gertie. It's all a little daunting. I packed my lunch in a trash bag, Gertie. How am I meant to make such big decisions about the rest of my life? Gertie takes your hand, squeezing it in reassurance. You don't have to make any big decisions today, but I think you ought to give yourself more credit, Miss Applebee's. I just want to say, even though I'm not the student body president or anything, that I vouch for your skills too. As a cleric, as a leader, as a friend. You've got so much passion for what you care about. Your adventuring party, Cassandra, you. Oh, if only colleges offered a degree in blade shieldology. You'll definitely score an A.
Shall we
Jokes
get
aside, if you don't want to stay, we can go somewhere else. Lunch isn't over yet. You're tempted to take her up on the offer, but then you see Gertie's eyes flit around the hallway. There are definitely a couple more booths that she wants to check out. No, come on, I want to check out the merch. You two wander a bit around the fair, browsing the different booths and picking up increasingly bizarre freebies. Why is a recruiter from the Dune Fort giving away free beef jerky? Where do you go next? Well, I want to see the envoys from the pirate city of Leviathan. But closing in, you realize that these pirate recruiters are not just locked in an argument, they are a second away from an all-out brawl. One of the pirates, an Aarakocra paladin with her feathers pulled back into a ponytail, holds out her staff. She declares that anyone who joins her crew in this fight will earn a summer internship aboard Leviathan itself. A couple Blood Rush players join in, eager to bash some heads. Huh, looks like a pirate brawl is quite a good recruitment strategy after all. You turn to ask Gertie where she'd like to go next, only to realize that she's already wandered off elsewhere. It's not hard to find her, one of the tallest girls in your grade, in the hallway. Your dopey smile fades quickly once you see which college rep she's speaking to. Oh no, that Lord Salazar's Edge College of Lone Adventurers. You hurry over to the booth and ask to speak to her.
What's all the buzz about?
Kristen, what's wrong? You're thinking about applying to Lord Salazar's? Gertie's chin tilts up, the slightest hint of challenge. Maybe I am. But why? Why not? You pull Gertie off to the side, away from the hustle and bustle of the career fair. Lord Salazar has a good ranger program. It's close to Elmville, so I can continue my work with the Hive. Why wouldn't I want to apply? That actually makes a lot of sense. See, I've thought this through.
No,
You're right.
I totally get
You're
it.
right. I'm sorry for the knee-jerk reaction. Kristen, She takes your hand. I really like you. I like how much you love your friends, and I even like your friends. But truly, I am happy to be a lone adventurer. You still can't fully wrap your mind around this, not when your own adventuring party spent all of junior year working your asses off to avoid going your separate ways. But you don't have to understand this to understand Gertie. Besides, I'd really only be alone when I'm working. As for the rest of my life, I'd happily spend it with you. The rest of your life, huh? Is that a proposal, Miss Blade Shield?
Oh, we're...
I'm a straight shooter, Miss Applebee's. If I were proposing, you'd know. Is it possible for Gertie to blush any deeper?
I've wanted this for a long time.
It should be no surprise to you how much I adore you, Miss Applebee's. I've wanted this for a long time, even before I truly understood what this means.
That's so sweet.
I liked you from afar. I liked you when we were just making out crazy style back in junior year. I like you even more now that I know you. How you make jokes when you're scared, how creative you are in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, how deeply you care about everyone you love. Here she really seems to struggle for words. But I am trying not to put too much pressure on this. She laughs lightly. I know we're both lesbians, but it's a little early to be casting ceremony.
I think you're...
I like you too.
Knees.
I like that you know who you are and what you want. But you're still willing to let the world and people surprise you.
That's very kind of you.
Gertie touches a hand to her heart, genuinely moved. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going to be next year, but I do have an idea about what we should do next weekend. Yeah? Might be time to track down your old nemesis and pay her a visit. Which one? That Yelp review bomber from the farmer's market, of course. Wait, how many people are you feuding with right now? Gertie starts to count them on her fingers. You stop her before she runs out of digits. I'm impressed you can keep track. You should sign up for a Nemesis alert like Fabian. Gertie snorts.
Very tragic.
Believe me, I've looked into it. I just can't justify spending that much gold on a monthly subscription. Guess we'll have to track her down the old-fashioned way. You cast your mind back, trying to remember everything you can about Miss Pressy's pantsuit. Say, how do you feel about heading to the country club? Kristen, you know how I feel about golf. Exactly. If your nemesis's favorite country club wants to expand into the wildlife and If your nemesis's favorite country club wants to expand into the wildlife and great outdoors, we ought to head over there and help the wildlife fight back.
That sounds delightful.
Why, Miss Applebee's, that sounds like a lovely date night plan. And so the two of you find a place to eat and, over lunch, hash out the details for this next adventure you'll take together.
Hi, Kristen.
I saw you and Gertie hung out at the career fair. That's super duper cute, by the way. Already making some future plans together? And if I told you marriage, would you think I was crazy? Marriage? Ha, got you, but we did joke about it. And I gotta admit, this cowgirl liked the sound of settling down with that pretty gal for a long time. Yeah, I haven't seen you this happy in so long, Kristen. I can't believe how cute this is.
Can't believe we're finally here.
I can't believe it either. Aw, touche. Keep it up, champ. Okay. I go outside.
Salute.
Gonna ride some horsies.
How wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I turn in. Right. Totally.
Oh my.
What the fuck, man?
Ugh. Ooh. Kristen.
So that.
What fun.
Sorry, what was that?
Kristen.
Yeah.
Kristen.
Oh, you.
Sweet Cassandra.
Oh my.
Even cowgirls get the blues. Really?
See you later.
Right. What an idiot.
Okay. And more, not horses this time, but centaurs.
I can't believe you.
You like to keep me on my toes, huh?
Yeehaw! This is totally great. This is...
This was fun.
So that's, yeah.
Alright.
See ya, cow.
Kristen. What? Hey.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey. Listen.
Final week. We got this. Outside? Once, the Abernets held a platinum membership at the Marigold Country Club. Adine has never been back since she left her parents' house, but she and Aylwin did give you and Gertie some tips for fitting in. Adine offered to help you pick out an outfit too, but those collared shirts she'd pulled out of her jacket looked too unsettlingly similar to the ones worn by Torch of Soul missionaries. So, you and Gertie march into Marigold Country Club in your own Sunday's best.
so inspiring.
Bordered by Far Haven woods to the south, the hiking trails at the edge of the property, with the babbling brooks and the occasional gazebo strung with fairy lights and flowers, look naturally beautiful.
Not cool.
But then you turn north and see a giant KVX billboard slapped on top of a golf pro shop. Looks like the bank's an official club partner. It's even donated a large chunk of change towards the golf course expansion.
Very tragic.
How can anyone behold the natural wonders and mystery of the Far Haven woods and want to raise it to make a barren, lifeless field? Look at that golf lawn, pumped with pesticides and chemicals. Not even a dandelion can take root in the soil. That's why we're here, right?
Thank you.
You take her hand. Gertie smiles. She digs into the bottomless pockets of her overalls and pulls out a couple nuggets of dirt mixed with plant materials, seed bombs. Of the two types you'd helped her assemble last week at the Apiary Society, most of them are, ironically, the size of a golf ball. Gertie had dubbed them creepers, perennial plants that'll spread via rhizomes. They'll propagate rapidly and be nearly impossible to root out.
Cool. Sick.
The larger bombs, called defenders, are each as big as a whole fist and mixed with seeds of semi-sentient florals that, when provoked, will take defensive measures to protect the creepers. Gertie only had enough materials to make 6 defender bombs. They glow faintly, not unlike the effect of the Ancarna-infused soil you dealt with in junior year, but Gertie'd done her research to ensure all the plants are native to the region. Let's look for a map, see if we can find some bushy or grassy areas, anywhere with a natural patch of soil. We can start there. You can't really stealth your way through an open field golf course under broad daylight, so you and Gertie adopt a walk with your head held high as though you belong here attitude. A golf cart approaches from the opposite side of the trail. Squinting, you can just about make out the security badge pinned to the driver's shirt. Uh-oh. You make small talk with Gertie, trying to act normal. Your laugh is a little hysterical, but thankfully the security guard drives by with nothing more than a slightly concerned look. As soon as the guard passes, Gertie bursts out in a fit of giggles. You can't help but laugh along with her. Coming up to an intersection between multiple golf courses, not only do you find a map of the grounds, but you also see an abandoned golf cart. Should we? You're already searching for the key. I'll drive, you navigate.
Wowza!
Gertie presses a quick kiss to your cheeks as she climbs into the passenger seat. Now you're giggling too, giddy with glee, high on the thrill of the scheme and the girl. Wind whipping up your hair, you speed the golf cart around the course, slowing slightly every so often to give Gertie time to drop the seed bombs. Your family, bio or found, was never rich or elite enough to be golf people. You've seen pictures of the photogenic green lawns on billboards or brochures, but this was your first time actually on site. But driving through the course now, it's kind of unnerving just how like a photograph the lawns actually are. Still, quiet, not a blade of grass bent, bowed, or out of place.
Not cool.
This place is like a laptop wallpaper.
Very
You should see some of the other golf clubs across Spire. We're lucky to live close to a freshwater source like River Marigold and Shimmerstone Lake. But even in the Red Waste, they've got golf lawns drinking millions of gallons of water a day, even during droughts. Passing by a patch of long grass, Gertie drops a couple creeper bombs, each nugget of seeds landing with a burst of druidic magic. A fresh, floral, woody scent wafts through the light breeze. This isn't a world-saving apocalyptical quest like the ones you do with the bad kids, but it does feel good to nudge the needle. Up until you hear the security guard. You see him in the golf cart's rear view, speeding and getting closer. Ready your sword, Blade Shield.
Get ready for Blade Shield!
You got it, Applebee's. Nowhere to go but forward. No path but the one cresting over a rolling hill. For a moment, it looks as though it might actually come down to a fight. Hold on, give me a Oops, okay. I am back. Sorry, I was just being informed that there are 2 cats sleeping in my mom's bed, which I was already somewhat aware of. I knew they were both in the room. Josie was she was in the window for a while. Now she has moved back to the bed. The sky was clear when you first arrived, but now it's more overcast, a gathering storm foreshadowing the forthcoming battle. Driving up to the peak, however, you find a sliver of hope in the funky flat gazebo thing, standing on the edge of the fairway and absolutely packed with people. A party! It's the perfect hiding spot. You steer your golf cart towards the noise and it becomes one of many parked by the festivities. You and Gertie slip into the crowd just as the security guard crests over that hill. Let's just smile, grab something to drink, act like we're here to talk about... You glance quickly around the party for some sort of sign or banner or something, but they all say incomprehensible nonsense like disruptive innovation or paradigm shift or synergy. Gertie grabs 2 glasses of sparkling water off a nearby tray, passing one along to you.
That's really interesting.
I am very much enjoying this business meeting. Ah yes, let's circle back and drill down how much I've been looking forward to rubbing elbows and networking with you, fellow businesswoman. We'll touch base. Stakeholders, benchmarks. Despite how much you and Gertie are absolutely killing your business bro impressions, the security guard is still on your scent, prowling. So busy dodging notice, you and Gertie walked right into her. You'd recognize that powder blue pantsuit anywhere. The spellcaster consultant cries out as she bumps into Gertie. You rescue Gertie's glass of sparkling water just in time to prevent it from spilling all over everyone's shoes. Grumbling to herself, "Who invited the interns?" Gertie's farmer's market nemesis walks off without another glance. Was that?
This is so
She bombed your
not
business on
Yelp.
Yelp and she doesn't even have the decency to remember your face? Hugging the perimeter of the party, you and Gertie each keep one eye on the security guard and the other on Ms. Pantsuit, so this is a KVX-sponsored company event after all. You eavesdrop on the consultant's shop talk with her coworkers, picking through the business jargon. Soon, you catch an acronym you vaguely remember from Adine's wizard homework. SRD, a spell-casting reference document. Apparently, some adventuring party in the Mountains of Chaos is this close to reproducing the arcana behind KVX's Nemesis Alert program. In response, the banks hired a fleet of spellcaster consultants to draft an SRD, magically restricting who gets to cast their proprietary Locate Nemesis spell. The Devils of the Nine Hells have got nothing on corporate lawyers when it comes to enacting legal torture. Uh-oh. Turning to Gertie to pitch about yet another evil bank plot, you realize that her eyes are trained on the security guard, who's now staring right back at her. We have to split up. What? He saw me, but that doesn't mean he saw you. Hey, I'm not that short. I'll distract him. You sneak away when the coast's clear. We'll meet back at the golf cart and make a quick getaway. Go. Good luck, honey. As much as you hate the thought of using Gertie as bait, you know she can take care of herself. Emboldened by your faith in her, Gertie presses a super quick, miss it if you blink kiss on your lips. You duck behind a flower arrangement while Gertie leads the security guard deeper into the party. Tulips, orchid, lilies, these beautiful flowers, plucked and precisely posed on the refreshment table, are so vibrant compared to the endless miles of pesticide-sprayed grass surrounding the pergola. A fleeting beauty, to be sure, but it still manages to attract a few stray bees. Some of the party guests grumble complaints about the incessant buzzing, but seriously, they're outside. What did they expect? Gertie's shown you some more beekeeping tips at the Apiary Society. Secretly, you'd even audited a few ranger classes to get more comfortable with those winged beasts. Now, you put your new skills to good use as you rock up to the bees. Slow but careful, respectful but confident. Hey, so I'm hoping you'll hear me out, for Gertie's sake. You hold out your hand, your fingers only slightly trembling as a few bees land on you. Yes, Gertie, you know her, right? She's pretty great, isn't she? She's got so much passion for doing her own thing, but I just want her to know she's got people in her corner too. I wish I'd been in her corner a lot sooner. You sneak a peek at Ms. Pantsuit, but her back to you. Now is the perfect time, the only time to raise some havoc. You look back at the swarm gathering around you. Lucky she's got all of us on her side now. Nobody gets away with messing with our girl. Quickly catching these bees up on the yell for you bombing, you point out Ms. Pantsuit to the bees.
So that's,
Nothing happens.
yeah.
You probably should have prepared that speak with animals spell you learned from Ranger class. Plan B it is. You heard the floral arrangement at Ms. Pantsuit. The swarm descends. A dense cloud of tiny winged beasts surrounds Gertie Bladeshield's nemesis. Not stinging, not piercing, just buzzing. And it's already enough to make her start screaming her head off. So busy fighting for her life, she doesn't notice you swiping her crystal out of her pantsuit pocket. You're back at your golf cart before she can shout, "Thief!" The first wet drop of rain hits the ground as you slide into the driver's seat. You twist the key into the ignition, and above the engine purr, you hear someone shouting your name. It's Gertie, sprinting out of the fairway, sword in hand. Drive! You hit the gas. The golf cart picks up speed, so does Gertie. Leaping with all her might, Gertie lands on the back of the cart with a thud. Go, go, go! Sideways rain splatters onto the rearview mirror, but you can still see the security guard tripping over a bit of bush in a hurry to get to his own golf cart. Only as he tramples over a patch of wildflowers, vicious thorns spring up to grapple his legs.
Sweet Cassandra.
Gertie's Defender seed bombs! They work! You hit the brakes, slowing down, partially because you're so captivated by the sight of those carnivorous thorns, and partly because, well, you're definitely not in danger of being chased off anytime soon.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
As the Defender plants lash out, the creeper plants gain more ground, and so on, the wildflowers bloom. As the native flora edge closer to the pergola party guests who are more panicked than ever, you remember. Oh hey, I forgot to mention before, but someone wanted to give you a present. Opening Ms. Pantsuit's crystal, not only do you erase all the negative Yelp ratings on Gertie's honey, you also drop a glowing 5-star review, plus a hefty tip. Kristen, it's too much. Think of it as payment for all those honey samples she ate.
Thank you, Kristen.
You scroll through the crystal some more. This must be a work phone. There are quite a few encrypted files stashed in hidden folders. I bet if we get this to Riz and Adine, they can use it to bypass that SRD on Locate Nemesis. We can publish the spell, so everyone can cast it, and everyone can know exactly who their nemesis are. You want to head back to town? I can call them up. Knowing those two brainiacs, we can probably get a full list of all your nemesis by tonight. Gertie looks at you, eyes wide, ravenous, like she can't get enough of looking at you. Then she turns to lean against you, practically melting into your side, sighing in utter contentment. Maybe later. You say nothing, just enjoy the moment. Gertie snuggles in closer, hand slithering around your waist. You press in, drinking in the warmth of her honeyed floral scent. A quiet, peaceful moment passes, as the two of you take in the full view of the creeper plans completely overtaking the party, absolutely ruining those bankers' wellness retreat. When you hear the sirens, you know it's time to go. Peeling away from the party, the golf cart retreads its route back to the entrance of Marigold Country Club. When the sirens and the chaos are far behind you, Gertie gestures for you to hit the brakes. Closer to the Farhaven woods again, you see that the border between the forest and the country club is far blurrier now. The once manicured plants around the fairways are now bursting with blue violets and forget-me-nots, bull thistles and wild bee balms, spring beauties and yarrows. Sweet spring pollen spreads through the air. Gertie steps out of the golf cart, giggling despite the drenching rain. Come on! With wildlife blooming ferociously all around you, Gertie laughs until you catch her in a deep kiss, and you kiss her until she breaks away in a laugh.
Hubba, hubba.
The honey-sweet sound sets your heart aflutter, your mind abuzz with the desire to hear it again and again and again. Aww! That was probably one of my favorite dates in the game. That was so good.
Is this thing?
Hey, Kristen.
Hello? Why are you crying?
The whole day has been so beautiful. The kissing in the rain, surrounded by nature, the sapphic vigilante climax, the way you stood up for Gertie. I was totally invested.
Sorry, what was
You
that?
were watching the whole time?
Of course, sometimes being omnipresent has its advantages.
You're having way too much fun with this, aren't you?
Duh, I love Kristen, and I love you.
I knew
Don't
you
get
liked
too
me.
soft on me.
Can't make any promises. I'm the proudest goddess in all the planes of existence.
Wow, always so dramatic.
And you love me for it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Okay. Alright, last time we're gonna have to do these. Last time I'm gonna have to bash the skip button into submission.
You got it, cowboy.
Cool, sick.
Okay.
Galakea, help me.
I turned.
Don't.
Right, totally.
I guess the only reason that I'm saying Gertie Polly wouldn't work is because she it's just, you know, the way her and Kristen's first relationship ended. Not saying that it was unfair on Gertie's part, obviously. But we alluded to her. She does seem to be famously monogamous. Okay, and I'll do. This is my last one.
Yo,
Rock and roll, baby. Hell yeah.
sorry. Yeehaw! Cool, sick.
I'm sorry, what? Am I?
So that's, yeah.
I'm not crying. My eyes are. Whoa there, cowboy.
Oh, we're
I'm just gonna go. Don't be weird about it. I'm gonna.
not cool.
Fuck!
Just my paladin. Lamy.
Kristen, wake up!
Nat.
What an in.
So that's,
Okay.
Hey,
Spring
girly,
fling
what was
time.
that? Hey, listen. Kristen.
No, I totally get it.
Yeehaw! Nat 20.
Okay, Gertie time. You wait anxiously by the door of Mordred Manor. You sent Gertie a text 30 minutes ago asking if she can meet you here for a movie night, but there's no movie. You want to ask Gertie to the spring fling. It's a risky move. Gertie has a select few she trusts and sticks with them, come hell or high water. She's not one for crowds or social functions, but you hope that she'll make an exception for you. You peel open the door and look up to make eye contact with Gertie Bladeshield. Sorry it took so long, I had to wrap up some beekeeping duties. You chuckle. Of course you did. So what's our film on this fine? As Gertie takes a step in, she pauses in shock. Just inside the entryway is a small colony of bees organized in a perfect circle, all buzzing with anticipation.
What's all the buzz about?
Kristen, what is this? You don't answer. Instead, you take your place right in the center of the formation. I know you may not be one for big gestures, Miss Bladeshield, but I hope you don't mind that I am. For the past couple weeks, I've been auditing an introductory ranger class. I haven't even gotten to subclasses yet, but I did get far enough to cast Speak with Animals. And after befriending a hive in the backyard, they agreed to help me with this. The second you finish your sentence, the bees and you begin a choreographed dance. It's like a well-executed marching band, the way they weave in and out of images, buzzing rhythmically. A sword for your duel, an ice cream cone for your first real date, all the while you make a fool of yourself dead center. As the number comes to an end, you kneel down on the ground as the bees spell out spring fling.
So that's,
You catch your breath and glance upward, anticipating Gertie's response.
Well,
Kristen! Oh, Kristen! I don't know what voice that was. Behind the glasses, her eyes are glossy with tears, but you can't tell if they're happy or sad tears. Damn it, did one of the bees mess up the choreography? Those damn bees!
this is so
Damn it,
not
Benedict, you're
evil.
supposed to go left when Belinda and Bernard are going right! And Beatrice, I'm not seeing a lot of waggle in that waggle dance. Why didn't you just follow Bina's lead like we practiced? No, Miss Applebee's, the dance was perfect. You're perfect.
that sounds
Of course I'd be delighted to attend the spring fling with you. Yay! We only fucked one of them up! Yay, hooray! We only fucked up with Kipper Lily! Beautiful. You best bring your dancing shoes. We're gonna have so much fun, I promise. With you? I don't doubt it. Of course, I have to admit that I'm rather unfamiliar with your typical prom night dance moves. My only dance experiences are derived from years of intense study into the choreographed communication between bees. With that, she looks at the swarm, waving about her long limbs and twisting her torso in a way you can only describe as hypnotic. What was that about? I was just telling Beatrice that you're right. There wasn't enough waggle in that waggle dance. But did you even cast Speak with Animals? That first level spell, I haven't really needed it since freshman year.
Blimey.
What?
the interesting
Well,
thing
my
about
hive and
that
I know
is
each
that
other so well, we've developed a shorthand. A pointed finger for attack, a raised palm for retreat, stuff like that. But I can communicate with most bees without the aid of a spell. I've been studying their dance language since I was, 12? 13? Incredible. She's just incredible. Would it be too much if I wore a corsage to the dance?
I think you're
Gertie, if I could, I'd gift you a whole damn garden. Okay.
so inspiring.
The sight of her pierces you like a stinger to the heart. Gertie Bladeshield, in that gorgeous dress, bees buzzing around her wildflower corsage. Oh, she's so cute. All of the flowers in her hair, too, and the makeup. Oh, cutie. You meet her eyes. Her grin widens as you saddle up to her side.
Howdy there.
Howdy there, Gertie.
Well met, Miss Applebee's.
You both burst into bouts of giggles. Were it mere months ago when you were trading barbs, not kisses, and brandishing swords, not bouquets? Rising on your tippy toes, you press a quick kiss to her lips and then pull her onto the dance floor by the hand. The other bad kids are already tearing it up, everyone thrashing, wiggling, spinning, sashaying, rocking out, doing their own thing to the same song. Gertie's grip around your hand tightens as you swirl her into the eye of the hurricane, also known as the center of a dance circle. You squeeze back, assuring, and nods encouragingly as she begins to sway this This sentence is a little fucked up. You squeeze back, assuring, and nod encouragingly as she begins to sway to the DJ. Bees really are onto something. When words are inadequate, why not just dance it out? Lost amid the revelry, the music, the sea of sweaty teenagers, you and Gertie cling to each other, a whole conversation passing through your eyes and body language. You watch her as Fabian approaches, laughing as he mournfully twirls around her with his elven battle sheet. You watch her jump along with Riz as the bass drops, their arms slung around each other. When the music fades out to a slow song, you watch her come down from the high, her smile tired but satisfied. The bees around her buzz lazily, drowsily tracing flight paths along her corsage. Want some air?
Right?
Please. Leaning against each other, you duck out of the gym hand in hand. The spring air, bracing and fresh, cools the sweat on your skin. Out in the distance, you think you recognize a couple egg fort owlbears in rented tuxes, trying to set off fireworks on the blood rush field. Finding a spot to be, thankfully, blissfully alone, you and Gertie chatter about nothing and everything. And that's when I realized they weren't wild-shaped druids, they were just bears. Blimey, Honeycon sounds wild.
The interesting
Oh, you
thing
should see
about
the
these
keynote
is that-
speakers they've lined up for next year's convention. You fall into companionable silence, leaning against each other, looking up at the night sky. Stars wink, or maybe that's just Cassandra. Their lights are only briefly outshone by the flare of the owlbear's out-of-control sparklers. Kristen? You're quiet. I'm thinking, see, a student body president, I should probably be responsible and cast a spell to douse those owlbears. Then again, maybe we can steal their sparklers and sneak them into the gym. Grand finale or something. No, I mean, you feel quiet. When I'm with you, I feel as though I am alone. Panic strickens Gertie's face as she realizes what she just said. My apologies, Miss Applebee's, that sounded awfully disrespectful. I only mean to say, it's okay, I get it. A few months ago, you'd been so anxious to run into Gertie at the Apiarist Society, your mind crashing out at the sight of a girl who'd declare you as her nemesis. Now, knowing her knowing you, you're filled with a certain sense of peace, and a certainty about that peace. Now, with Gertie, you feel utterly free to be unguarded, unabashed, unfiltered, and unapologetically yourself.
I've wanted this for a long time.
I suppose I'm trying to say that you feel very familiar to me. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, and now I'm really enjoying knowing you. Of course, you're also constantly surprising me everywhere in every way all of the time. She gestures at your entwined hands. This surprised me. Just ask the bees. They'll probably dig up a dartboard with your face on it.
I knew you liked
I guess you just can't resist my sick moves.
Why, Miss...
Your sick moves. Ah. Of course, I put in a lot of hours to learn that P choreography to ask you to the spring fling. And it worked, didn't it? Gertie's smile turns teasing. I mean, that was a commendable attempt at a waggle for a beginner, but to an expert apiarist's eye, there's clearly much room for improvement.
Oh.
Oh yeah? Why don't you show me your moves then, B-girl?
If you insist.
My dear nemesis? Aww. Yay! Oh! Oh no, I'm gonna cry. Oh, I don't want to get all mushy. That's the end of Hey Girlie. Oh no, it's the end of Hey Girlie. No, they should get married. Whew. Okay.
Bye, girlie.
Oh, it's bye girly for real now.
Hey, girly.
Okay, yeah. That's the end of Hey Girlie. Oh my god. It's been... God, it has been... It's coming on up on a year now since this game released, I think. It was May of last year? I want to say. It was definitely springtime. Yeah, this just being part of this project was such a huge delight, and I'm so glad that now I finally have finished all of it and can say that I've played the whole thing. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet to say. I mean, I love doing voices. I love doing little voices, so, God, yeah, I'm waiting for the opportunity of me being able to be a part of something like this again. I mean, I am currently involved with a zine, not Dimension 20, but for a different fandom that I can't share many details on because they haven't put up contributor spotlights yet, but you know, I'm hoping that goes really well. So, like, you know, I am being involved in like a fandom like collaborative project very soon. So, you know, I'm hoping that'll give me like even just like a touch of the joy that I felt being a part of this game and seeing it come to fruition and like completion the way that it did, because it's just like so amazing that this game exists and we actually like did it. Because I remember like first hearing about the pitch of like everybody doing like, you know, doing this and like getting everybody together in the Discord, and I was like, this is great and all, but like it's gonna fall apart, right? Not because I didn't have faith in the D20 community or anything really, but like just because I've been in other projects where shit has fallen apart, either because of drama or because, you know, like it just wasn't well thought through or organized enough. And also I've seen it happen in a bunch of other fandoms. Like I'm a Danganronpa fan, so I've seen fan games fall apart over and over again. Like, I mean, I know Danganronpa fan games are usually way fucking bigger, but like there's a reason why I'm not into like the fangirl side of the fandom, which is because I don't feel that I can count on any of them to ever be completed. I know there's a couple here and there that have, you know, been completed, but and especially considering a couple of significant ones have gone under recently due to like drama and controversy and stuff, and I've seen ones before that like the same thing happen. I think that like I'm an optimistic person, but I just didn't, there was no, like, I had no example to look towards of, like, a fan game of this size working out, you know? I mean, this was the first fan game that had ever been made for Dimension 20, so, like, literally there was nothing to compare it to. But it happened and it worked. Yeah, like, exactly. It would be impressive if there was only one route. The fact that there is 8 of them. 9, if you count Fig Ida. The fact that there's like 8.5 is incredible. Like, I'm still so happy that I could be a part of it. This was great. Being part of it was great. Spending time with the whole team was great. Every time that I hear somebody talk about how much they love this game has been really great. It's awesome, and I'm gonna be really sad to see it go. I mean, obviously it's not going anywhere, but I'm sad that this is our last official Hey Girlie stream. We will be playing Hey Ida next week, but I don't have any, like, I'm not officially affiliated with that game, although my voice work, I believe, is still used in it. I think, yeah, my voice work is used because I believe they asked my permission if they could use it. I'm remembering somebody at some point asked me for permission if they could use my voice lines in something. And so it must have been that. But anyways. So yeah, Hey Ada will be next week, and otherwise we're gonna continue with Of the Devil on Thursday, and I am gonna, I mean, there's not, I was gonna say I'm gonna prep for that stream on the tier maker stream. There's not really that much prep to do for it. I guess I should pick out which tier lists I'm using and make sure that I like clear them out, because I have already made the tier lists I'm thinking of before, but I want to like live make them again. Anyways. Oh my god. I should probably also just, you know, grab Hey Ida and make sure that I've got that. There we go. Damn, there's some extra characters added in this that I'm seeing. Oh boy. Alright. Well, we will get to that next time. For now, I think it's time that I say goodbye. Goodbye, girlies. And thank you so much for sticking around. Oh, this also reminds me. I'm trying not to get too incredibly mushy about Hey Girlie right now, because I know that come the end of the year, I do want to have another tier maker stream where I just rank all of the games that I played on stream this year. Maybe all of the games I played this year, though I'd have to like really think about what all of the games I played this year are, because there are some that it's probably going to be all the games that I played this year. I'm gonna have to really think about it. But yeah, I will see y'all next time. Yeah, see you next time. This was great. Bye, girlies.